So if you're watching this video, I want to remind you to cleanse your liver, right? Maybe you've heard about it before, this idea, I need to detox my liver. How do I do that? And from my experience working with clients and just seeing people who have healed, right, actually resolved issues, there was some sort of detoxification process that went on, and oftentimes that was focused on the liver. What I saw in my own journey is that by doing liver and gallbladder cleanses persistently and consistently, I brought myself out of chronic disease. Right, I went from feeling unwell most of the time to feeling well most of the time. And that was the greatest gift I ever got during my healing journey. And other things helped me, binders, bioresonance, acupuncture, mineral balancing helped me. But I would say among all those, the priority was cleansing my liver because that was a bottleneck to healing. Dr. Ed Group, who is the founder of Global Healing Supplements, he has some amazing stories. But in the 90s, they were searching for the root causes of all disease, and they started treating patients with the C word, right? They had a clinic in Houston, and they attracted a lot of attention from people all over the world because they were getting really good results, and they didn't have a lot of technology they were using. It wasn't all this advanced tech. They were doing cleansing protocols with people who had exhausted all their options, right? They'd done all the treatments, they'd seen all the doctors, and they were left to die in some ways. And so they just did cleansing protocols, and they found out that if they didn't start with multiple liver cleanses, that sometimes the protocols wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't be enough for people. And so they would do liver cleansing and fungal protocols and parasite protocols, heavy metal protocols, completely change the person's diet, completely change their environment. So it was many different things, but there was one thing that they started with, right? It was the liver cleansing. And so we're talking about the liver gallbladder flush. I wish there was something easier I could give you where it's just like, just take one supplement and you're going to be fine. But we need to do this process of liver cleansing where we introduce the herbs, we introduce some sort of malic acid source potentially, and then we do the olive oil citrus drink to start flush out the congestion. If you're interested, you're a do-it-yourself person, go to my bio. I have a protocol in the bio. That'll get you like 90% of the way there if you are a go-getter and you're a do-it-yourself and you're just ready to do this. You've heard about it before. You can check out Andreas Maritz's book, The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Cleanse. If you want to go through an actual cleansing period, which I'm going to do in the spring, a 3-month detox, which we're going to talk about systemic detoxification, as well as the liver gallbladder cleanse. Specifically, we're going to lead people up to 1, 2, or 3 liver gallbladder cleanses, which can be completely transformative, right? I know it was for me, and I've gotten so much feedback from clients and people on TikTok who have had huge transformations from 1 or 2 liver cleanses. And so although this isn't the easiest process, it's well worth your time. And for a lot of people, I'm telling you, you're going to have to dig deep with your health. Right? If you're sitting there in your 20s and 30s or, whatever your age is, and you've got chronic problems, it's not guaranteed that you're just going to get over them or they're going to resolve. You're going to head towards degeneration. That's just the truth. That's what we're seeing around us. That's what we see all the time. You're not guaranteed a long life. You have to take control of your health. What's convenient is to have ice cream at night and to go get cocktails on Friday and have beers on Saturday and then, drink again on Sunday, watch football, ordering food. All that's convenient. There's a tremendous amount of suffering that can be involved with the habit of doing that over a long period of time after the novelty fades. And most of our lives were basically streamlined into this mode of behaviors, which leads to a lot of sickness, suffering, and addiction. To break free from addiction, number one, you have to have an intention of what you want. If your health is your top 1 or 2 priority, that's a very good start. And then you have to do the cleansing, right? The cleansing is the unraveling, right? It's not the curing, it's the unraveling, right? So when you unravel one layer, you go to the next layer. And you unravel that layer, and all these new layers, these old patterns emerge until you get back to something that's more equivalent to being in your youthful years. There's a fasting book I once read, and the first quote was, "It's never too late to have a happy childhood." And I think that's the essence of fasting. That's the essence of detoxification, where it's basically like we get older, we mature chronologically, but we can still find that sort of youthfulness, that sort of brightness, that excitement in life. But we have to get rid of the accumulations. The liver cleanse is one place to start. So check out my liver cleanse group. It's going to be the best $98 you ever spend. Or just go check out the liver cleanse protocol. All these things are accessible. You have to make the time, you have to make the commitment, and you have to put your health as the number 1 or number 2 priority in your entire life.